Now, fifth stanza of the poem Tribute to Papa by the Indian English poet Mamta Kalia. You want me to be like you, Papa, or like Rani Lakshmi Bai. You are not sure what greatness is, but you want me to be great. I gave 2 donkey claps for your greatness, and three for Rani Lakshmi Bai. The poet's thinking is that her father wants to influence her in the way that he lived his life, his belief, and his status and way of life. So she protests against that thinking as a modern girl, as a modern daughter. She does not want to be like her father, who is unsuccessful in profession, who is unsuccessful in the modern world because of his honesty, because of his attachment to the old customs and traditions, because of his belief in God, because of his spending useless hours at the temple praying God, because of his human values and social values. The qualities which are not important for the modern generations. The poet actually presents the difference between the generations, the old generations and the new generation, modern generations. Actually, we should not forget our human values and social values. Whatever we are progressing, or in whatever the way we are progressing, okay, we are economically progressing, intellectually progressing, science and technology is growing up and up. We are economically becoming strong, but it does not mean that we should forget old values. Actually, the poet uh, has presented a conflict between the two different categories of people having two different types of values, resulting in the conception of human values and social values. She has just presented the thinking of the modern daughters or modern girls, that they should understand the importance of Indian culture and values, which is greatly related to the old values, not the Western, not the values of Western civilization. In using the term Western civilization, I mean the Western culture, and not the whole culture, but actually it is the Indian belief. The Western culture is not so civilized, but it is not in reality. You want me to be like you, Papa, or like Rani Lakshmi Bai. You are not sure what greatness is, but you want me to be great. I gave 2 donkey claps for your greatness, and 3 for Rani Lakshmi Bai. She rejects the greatness of her father. The greatness of her father is nothing. She has nothing to do with the greatness of her father, that she does not regard his greatness as greatness of this world in this modern era, modern age. The greatness has no value. But you want me to be great. But her father wants her to be great like him, not like other rich people. I gave 2 donkey claps for your greatness and 3 for Rani Lakshmi Bai. The speaker of the poem or the poet offers her father 2 donkey claps for his greatness. That is the greatness of the old values. And 3 for Rani Lakshmi Bai, because Rani Lakshmi Bai was older than his father, and she followed the old values of socialism or old human and social values. So Rani Lakshmi Bai was a great female leader. But why the poet is offering her 3 donkey claps? It is only because of her hatred towards the old customs and traditions and old values. Not the poet's hatred, it is the hatred of some modern daughters, modern girls. Actually, the poet has presented herself as the boys of the modern girls, which should not be in real. The poet does not support such type of thinking and feeling and emotion, but she's just presence to make a reform in the society, to make the girls, modern girls and boys also, thinking about the reality, and they should be modernized themselves within the keeping the values of the Indian culture and tradition, and also to compete with the Western culture, but in a way of positivity, not in the negativity. The Western culture of science and technology, the Western system of education, which are most important and essential and beneficial to all the people. But the Indians should not follow all the values of the other countries, not only Western but also Gulfs and other countries. So as Indians, they must attach to the Indian culture and tradition, old customs and tradition. They should not hatred towards hatred the old values. Then next stanza. These days I am seriously thinking of disowning you, Papa. You and your sacredness. What if I start calling you Mr. Kapoor, lawyer division clerk, accounts section? This stanza also represents her boringness towards her father, her negligence towards her father, her bitterness towards her father. She does not prefer her father to be an ideal person who can affect her life. These days I am seriously thinking of disowning you, Papa. You and your sacredness. What if I start calling you Mr. Kapoor, Law Division Clerk, Account Section? The poet is in great confusion, and she does not like her father to be her father. No, and she is thinking of disowning her father. It is because of the misconception that has been met between them by the situation. It is not the actual voice of the daughter actually here, but she is emotional, and thus she is thinking of disowning her father, as her father has failed to satisfy her wish and will satisfy her. You and your sacredness. What if I start calling you Mr. Kapoor, Lawyer Division Clerk, Account Sections? These lines also neglects her father. The poet, the speaker neglects her father in this way, and he rejects the sacredness of her father as an honest man, as an honest person. The sacredness and greatness of her father has been rejected by her only because of emotional attachment, emotional dissatisfaction, actually not as attachment, emotional dissatisfaction, and also the status of her father in the pattern of economic and lifestyle in the modern age. Now the final stanza of the poem Tribute to Papa by Mamta Kalia. Everything about you clashes with neatly everything about me. The final stanza reveals the fact. What is the reason that a daughter is speaking against her father in a rude manner, in a very inhuman manner? The fact has been revealed in the final stanza. It is because of emotional dissatisfaction and misunderstanding between them. It is because of suspension. It is because of values and conflict of values, old values and new values. It is because of the adjustment in the environment. Everything about you clashes with neatly everything about me. You suspect I am having a love affair these days. This is the main fact. This is the main matter of all the emotional thinking, emotional dissatisfaction. But you are too shy to have it confirmed. What if my tummy starts showing gradually and I refuse to have it curated? But I will be careful, Papa, or I know you will at once think of suicide. The father is in a suspension that her daughter is having a love affair these days, at those days, and He is very serious about this matter because he was an honest man, and he was attached to the old customs and traditions, and he was a social man. As an Indian social person, he could not bear anything wrong about her daughter, and he could not bear uh, anything about himself, and he could not bear with the matter that could destroy his reputation and respect and honor. Though the father suspect, though the father suspects uh, that her daughter was having a love affair those days, but he was very shy to had it confirmed only because of his honesty, and he was a man of shy nature, and because of shyness he could not confirm the matter, though he suspected. What if my tummy starts showing gradually and I refuse to have it curated? The poet, the speaker of the poem here argues that if it is possible she could be pregnant because of having sexual activities with her boyfriend, if she met a boyfriend, or if she indulged in adultery. It might be possible that her tummy started showing gradually. That means it was the possibility that she could become pregnant, and this thing could destroy her father's reputation from the root, and her father's respect could be destroyed thus. But the poet is very careful. She knows her father, she knows her duties, she knows her responsibilities. She is not such a girl. She is careful and respectful and responsible. But the matter is that her father suspects her. That is why all these lines from first to last, these are these lines are the reply to her father, as the poet is innocent. She is innocent and responsible, and she has nothing to do with the suspect of her father. But I will be careful, Papa, or I know you will at once think of suicide. The last line of the poem also reveals the honesty and the shyness and seriousness of her father. If it is true that she is pregnant, then and her father is informed about it, then her father will immediately think of suicide, because he is emotionally very strong and very serious. But it is not, because the poet is also careful and respectful and responsible. That is why she argues in the poem, and has raised her voice against her father's thinking actually. So thank you for watching. I think you liked this video, and if you liked this video, please hit the like button and share with your friends, and don't hesitate to keep supporting us. Please subscribe to our channel, because we are doing something positive and good. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. God bless you.